dad's ex ended up calling me. We'll call her Rhonda. Rhonda tells me that my dad and her have been in contact because he reached out to her. Turns out he's not just toxic enough to keep intruding on my life, he has to intrude on hers as well. Rhonda and I went on to have a long conversation. Because I actually like Rhonda, she's a pretty cool person. She goes on to tell me that my dad called her, telling her that he's doing great, and that he's even expecting a new child on the way, with a girl that's younger than me. I can't say I was surprised about her being young, but what did surprise me was the fact that she was expecting a child by my dad, simply because my dad isn't able to have children. I myself was a miracle. I suppose he should have named me Hercules, because my dad had a football injury in high school that was said to have prohibited him from ever being able to have children. So I asked Rhonda, do you think the child is his? She says no. I agreed, but Rhonda went on to say that my dad was over the moon about it. In fact, he was telling her things like, I can't wait to restart, and I can't wait to get it right this time. I want to start this out by saying that my father was in prison the first 2 to 3 years of my life, so I figure him being there for a child from the beginning all the way to adulthood may be good for him. But what he said still made me feel some type of way. How can you restart when you never started to be a father in the first place? But I digress. Perhaps this child could teach him to be a decent human being. And to my shock, she laughed. I mean a gut-wrenching, genuine laugh. So naturally, I asked her what was so funny. She says to me, I don't know how good of a father he's going to be considering he's in jail. Do you get deja vu, huh? When my father's ex told me that he was in prison, I was stuck. And I mean stuck to the point where all I could do was laugh, because what else was there to say? When I finally did get around to catching my breath, I asked what happened. According to Rhonda, my father was in prison for assault. How did he land in this predicament, you ask? Well, it turns out my father was lying about more than what I thought he was. He was telling Rhonda, as well as his family, that he was paying my college tuition, that he bought me a car, that he was paying my bills, etc. Mind you, I put myself through school and I'm still paying off student loans. I bought my own car. I've always had a job since I was 14, and he borrowed $600 from me. Yet he was paying for all this stuff while also living with his parents. If 2 plus 2 is 4 and 5 plus 5 is 10. But I digress. I've learned to stop being surprised by the lies my father has told. When I see something new, I'll throw $1 at it. But because of his lies, he attracted the attention of this new girl that he was dating. The one that's younger than me? Yeah. Apparently he was spending all kinds of money on her that he didn't actually have. So, instead of her telling him that she had a boyfriend, she continued to let him lavishly spend money on her, while also tricking him into believing that he was in a relationship with her. Fast forward a few months down the line, and she's pregnant. My father is over the moon, thinking that he gets a chance to restart, only for the girl's boyfriend to approach him after the baby is born and tell him that both the baby and the girl belong to him, and that my father is the one that's intruding. And sadly, my father could not handle this, so he and the girl's boyfriend get a little physical, and my father ends up in prison. I wish I had a time machine. Down with the I wish I had a time machine.